What's up, everybody? Week 1 in the books. Man, and it was a good week. For me anyway. Thank you, Chicago Bears, man. Came through for me. Got me the win this week. We're going to jump right into this, man. First matchup. Eli, 2-time Super Bowl MVP, going up against Gotham Knights. And I come through with the 140-124 victory. Looking at this game, I mean, like I said, Bears defense, 39 points. Without that game, I don't win. Defense is going to be big this year. It's not like years past. It's not just touchdowns. It's also yards, points they give up. Like, that's also, it's really calculated this year, really looking at what defense to put up there on a week-by-week basis. For Terrence Lawrence didn't do much of anything. I'm telling you, people want to knock on Daniel Jones. Trevor Lawrence is not much better. Not much better. So you can look at it two ways. Daniel Jones really bad when you need another quarterback? Or is Trevor Lawrence not that good? I digress, though. I go up to 1-0. Terry drops down to 0-1. Next matchup we have Steel Curtain, 13, going up against Frank's Jets. And it's Ariel with the 160-141 victory. You look at the stats, man. Jalen Reed, 35 points. Cowboys defense. Sensing the theme this week. Cowboys defense with 28 points. Pulls the 19-point victory. A-Chain went off. A.J. Brown went off of Frank. But just unfortunately, just a huge defensive game. And Mark Andrews, man, tough game one. Likely gets so much more burn. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. I still think Andrews still has some value, but that's going to be interesting to see. Ariel goes up to 1-0. Frank drops down to 0-1. Next matchup, we have Ojo Meister, Bushwick Hitman, and it's Ojo with the 147-113 victory. Xavier Worthy looks good. He looks good. Is it Tyreek Evans 2.0? We'll see, but great first game. 2 touchdowns, 20 points. And there I said, the Saints defense, 24 points. Defense making its mark early in week 1. 24 points for the Saints defense. Ojo goes up to 1-0. Bubba drops down to 0-1. Next matchup, Brooklyn Giants, the runner-up in last year's championship, against Pits and Giggles. And it's Will with the 118-84 victory. Man, if it wasn't tough enough, Jordan Love goes down with the injury, maybe down multiple weeks. Marty's going to have a tough time of it in the next few weeks. Big game. Let's see. You had Cooper Kupp with 34 points. Cooper Kupp, I think, actually dropped to like the 4th round. I forgot what round. It was the 4th or the 5th they picked him up. But, man, talk about great value. Had a monster game. And now with the Nakua out, you know Kupp is getting the love. All right, well, it goes up to 1-0. Marty drops down to 0-1. Next matchup, we have Buffalo Bills going up against Team Deal. Team Deal, who did not show up for the draft and had his owners pick his team. And it was Team Deal with the 125-89 victory. You look into it, Lamar Jackson, huge game. Stevenson from New England, 22 points. Good pickup. Debo had 18. And, for Alex, no one really came through. Burrow had a low-scoring game. Swift didn't really do much. Nakua, he's out for a while, so that hurts him. Danny, you go up to 1-0. Alex, you drop down to 0-1. Next matchup, we have the defending champ going up against the worst team in the league last year. Legendary Giant against Huck Tua, and it was Juan with the convincing 202-137 victory. And man, talk about going off. Saquon Barkley's first game as an Eagle gets 3 touchdowns, goes off for 35 points. He has almost everybody in double digits. Baker Mayfield, the best quarterback last week with 40 points. Baker, who I think he picked him up on the 6th round. Baker Mayfield. And Baker Mayfield, Evans combination combined for 63. And like I said, for Jordan, it's not like Jordan had a bad week. It's just Juan just had a monster week. Juan goes up to 1-0. Jordan drops down to 0-1. And in the final matchup, we have MT McDowell against formerly known as Bad Boys, now just Team Eddie. And Team Eddie with the 141-118 victory. Richardson going up for 30 points. And this is with him having McCarthy playing, and he was out. And he still won by a good 23 points. And like I said, big games from Richardson. He had a good game from Tua, but now Tua's out for a little bit. So it's going to be tough sledding for Eddie going forward with two guys on the IR. As for Marco, he had some big matchups. He had big performances by Kamara and from Tyreek Hill, but just unfortunately came short at the end. Eddie goes up to 1-0. Marco drops down to 0-1. So it's early standings, but we're going to jump into week 2. And the first matchup, we have two 1-0 teams. Eli, two-time Super Bowl MVP, going up against Steel Curtain 13. Right now, I'm slightly favored, but it's a close matchup. It's anybody's game. We'll see how this plays out. I'm hoping Singletary has a good game. I think the Giants against the Washington defense can do some damage. Next matchup, we have Frank's Jets against the defending champ, Legendary Giant. And right now, Frank is up big early, 53-0. A-Chain having a huge game, dropping 30 points. And the Bills defense, there we go again with the defense, dropping 23 against Miami. Frank is favored to win by 15 points in a high-scoring affair. Next matchup, we have Bushwick Hitman going up against Pits and Giggles. And Bubba right now is favored, 134-126. Both teams looking for their first win this season. Then we have Buffalo Bills going against Hawk Tua. Two teams also looking for their first win. And Alex has an early 28-21 lead. And he's slightly favored by 2 points to win in this matchup. Next up, we have MT McDowell going up against Team Deal. And Marco's up early 10-0. But Danny is a slight favorite. Danny may be 2-0 after this week, who did not pick his team. I'm still marveling over that. Danny maybe just have that fantasy pixie dust over him that he has the potential to go 2-0 this week as he's favored. And then we have Ojo Meister going up against Team Eddie, two 1-0 teams. Ojo right now up to a slight lead, 4-2. But he is favored to win by a lot, by a big margin, by 30 points. And that may be because Team Eddie has guys on his IR that's starting. He needs to make that change. Just putting this out. Oh, actually, correction. He did make that change. It was just Tua had a very bad game. My apologies. All right. And then the final matchup, we have Gotham Knights against Brooklyn Giants. And Terry's up early by 8 points, but Will is favored to win this matchup by 11. So like I said, it's early in the season, but I'm seeing a few trends so far this season, and it's early. But, we've already had a few quarterbacks go down. So, yeah, man, I think it's going to derail some people's season. That being said, it is a long season. There's 8 playoff teams. So, it may start out rocky. It doesn't mean it's the end of your season right away. The other thing is defenses, man. It means something this year. Make sure you're picking your good defense. Like I said, you give up a lot of points, you're going to be in the negative or it's going to be very low. And we've already seen now, I think 3 teams last week won because of a high-scoring defense. Mets had a tough loss yesterday. Great win on Friday. And now what we got to hope is that we can just win the series today, keep on winning, and make a playoff run. I think this team's got a good shot. We'll see what happens. As for my Giants, listen, if you're a betting man, my personal thing is I'm going to be betting on the Jets and Giants today. I think both teams get their first win this week. I think Jets have a winnable game against Tennessee. I think if there was any game the Giants could beat, it would be Washington. So hopefully, I'm going to put a little parlay with both of them and hopefully win some money. But you guys have a good week. Good luck to everybody. Ariel, you're going down this week. Sorry. You're going to drop down to 1-1. Redemption. I need to win this year. Juan, I'm coming after you. I'm knocking you off that crown. You guys have a good week. G-Met. We'll talk soon.